Today's episode of the Bill Simmons podcast, the most important episode in the history of the Bill Simmons podcast, is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Having a high sports IQ, it's important. Just look at LeBron James right now. He knows he has a losing hand in Cleveland. Where does he go this summer? He's going to figure that out. You know why? He has a high IQ. When it comes to hiring, you actually don't need a high hiring IQ. You actually need ZipRecruiter. Their powerful technology scans thousands of resumes to find people with the right experience for your job. So effective, 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. My listeners can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/BS. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Meanwhile, I'm a big fan of Simply Safe Home Security. It's prepared for everything. If a storm takes out your power, if your phone line gets cut, if your keypad gets destroyed, Simply Safe will get you the help you need. Maybe you don't need to be ready for every worst case scenario, but that's what makes Simply Safe great. It's always ready. I recommend Simply Safe to everyone I know. Just go to simplysafe.com/BS. That is Simply Safe with two I's, simplysafe.com/BS. Let's talk about a couple Ringer podcasts. Bachelor Party, a smash hit hosted by Juliet Littman. She breaks down The Bachelor right on Monday nights and then does a little B-side, which had Liz Kelly this week as a guest, beloved Ringer employee, very helpful in a variety of ways. And now her turn for stardom on Bachelor Party. Very excited for Liz. You've heard her on all the voiceovers we do on all of our videos. And now she's just blowing up. I don't know. We might lose Liz Kelly. She's just probably hiring an agent now. So check that out and check out the Rewatchables. New episode, Ocean's 11. I was not on this one, but it was well handled. Sean Fennessy, Chris Ryan, Amanda Dobbins, Juliet Littman. And don't forget to check out the Ringer podcast for, we have a bunch of, Larry Wilmore had one today. Dave Chang, he had one. JJ Redick had one in the last few days. A whole bunch of people, and plus the Ringer crew, we were responding to all the stuff that's happened in the NBA. Most recently, Brian Colangelo, the story that we did last week about the mysterious nature of 5 Twitter accounts that seemed like they were connected to him in some way. And it turns out today, Philadelphia and Colangelo agreed to part ways. So that was on the 10th day of this story. And that's it. It turns out it seems like his wife was involved with at least a few of the accounts. Who knows what else was going on? But that's it. Philly's looking for a new GM, and it was crazy to be involved in that story. I want to read more because I feel like we don't know everything yet, and eventually we're going to find out. But stay tuned on that. Maybe next week on the BS podcast we'll talk about that. I am still in Cleveland, Ohio. We went to game 3 of the finals last night. Actually, let's bring in Pearl Jam first, then I'll talk about it. Okay, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. It is Thursday afternoon, and you could feel the air go out of the stadium last night with about, 35 seconds left or so. Not just that they lost the game, not just that they fell down 3-0, but I think for the first time you really started to feel a finish line for the LeBron James era, and the fact that he just doesn't have remotely close to the same talent on his team that Golden State has. And now it's a question for him. We talked about it with Jalen Rose on the podcast we did on Wednesday, and it's going to be something we talk about until he makes a decision on his next team. If he stays here, I think at this point he's got to finish his career here. Next year is year 16 for him. If he leaves, the options are basically you go to the Lakers. That's the third phase of your career. We've talked about that path a million times. You go and you try to become a billionaire and you're doing all your business media stuff and all that stuff. And that's the path. That's one path. Cleveland, the loyalty, and this is where I grew up and I want to retire here. That's the second path. And then the third path is I need to go find more weapons. And the only way to beat a super team is to build my own super team. Could you do it in Houston? I don't know if Chris Paul is at the stage of his career where Harden, Chris Paul, and LeBron is enough. Could you do it in Philly? Uh, definitely major upside. Could you do it in Boston? That is something that is starting to get some buzz, and I know Jonathan Jarks is writing about that for the Ringer this week. It might even be up by the time you hear this. But if you're just looking for just manpower for him to be able to compete with Durant and Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond and the Warriors' budget, it might actually be Boston. And how that works could go in a million different directions. I'm super conflicted about it, obviously, because, one of the great things about building this Boston team, watching it get built over the last few years, is you're building it to try to beat LeBron James. He's the mountain you have to climb. And if it ever ended up where all of a sudden he was actually going to Boston after rooting against him for all these years, it would like having my head taken off my body and then put back on. So who knows? My guess, if I had to make a bet, I would bet on Los Angeles still. I just think it makes the most sense. And I think he is a great enough player that I could build a contender wherever I am. But it is interesting. This week, the Boston stuff started floating around. I know a couple people mentioned it on TV shows and radio shows. Stephen A. Smith mentioned it on First Take. And that dude's wired in. And just in general, it just seems like it's a narrative that might start be building. I'm not sure who is pushing it, but it's something that people are starting to see. And I think, like Jalen and I talked about on Wednesday, if you had to pick the safest bet for the next team to win the NBA title, it would be the Celtics, based on the assets they have and the potential they have to grow the team. And I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. We say this, it seems, every summer, and this summer, I think, is even in more flux than any summer we've had, because you have Paul George in play, you have Kawhi, you have LeBron James. Durant, I don't think he leaves Golden State, but he's still a free agent. He has to be mentioned. Chris Paul, he's going to re-sign with Houston, we think. There's just a lot of guys who have expiring contracts, not to mention people who are in situations they might want to try to get out of. Who knows? Damian Lillard, somebody like that. Kevin Love is out there. You're talking about like the 40 best players in the league, and 8 to 12 of them, you wouldn't bet your life they're going to be on the team they're on right now next year, which makes it, and then you have the Lakers, all the stuff that they could potentially do. And it's, hold your seats, man. The NBA is a 12-month-a-year sport now. Anyway, plenty of stuff to discuss on that front. And then with the series, last year Cleveland fell down 3-0 and rallied in game 4 and won. And all right, so why did they win? It was a very strangely officiated game, and Cleveland made a lot of shots. And it was just one of those games that it slipped away from Golden State. And I sat behind Golden State's bench last night. The thing that I noticed, the thing that I saw from the first quarter on, was how locked in they were. And especially, it's weird, but Steve Kerr is kind of the litmus test for this, where if he's up and he's active and he's jumping around and he's pointing and he's yelling at the refs and he's really engaged, you can tell there's a heightened sense of urgency for them. So you wouldn't think being up 2-0 in a series, there'd be a heightened sense of urgency, but I really think there was. I think they wanted to, basically step on the neck of the Cavs last night and not even let this get to 2-1. And it gets to 2-1. Now all of a sudden you got game 4. You don't know what the refs, you might get the wrong crew, a bad break, somebody could get injured. Who knows? Obviously you want to win every finals game. They really wanted to win last night, and they brought Iggy back. They were locked in. And if you watched, I'm not sure how many of these replays were out there last night, but when Durant hit that incredible 32-footer, the bench, first of all, it was Draymond and Curry, I think, ran up to him, and then they're running back to the bench. The bench was reacting like they won the title. I mean, they were like euphoric. They were just out of their mind. There was that moment. Iggy had a dunk in the fourth quarter when he dunked over, I think, Thompson, and the bench went just bonkers. And then the third moment, which was actually before the Durant 3, was when Curry finally made a 3, when he was 0 for 9 for the game and just was in a super funk and just had the balls to take another one, just wasn't afraid of it and made it. And they went nuts on that. That took it from 1 to 4. That was a pseudo nail in the coffin, and then Durant rammed it home. But What a great team to be able to survive that kind of shitty shooting night from Curry and Clay. Durant plays in my opinion, the best game I've ever seen him play. He was just flat out amazing on both ends and made some of the sickest shots I've ever seen him make in the fourth quarter, and really was carrying himself like, I am the best player in this court. Now you look at it, Finals MVP after 2 games seems like it was headed Steph's way. And now game 3, all of a sudden, it feels like it's Durant's to lose. He was that good. He was awesome in game 2 too. He slid under the radar a little bit, but super efficient. And I think his last 2 games, he's 25 for 39, 2-way. He's been great defensively. He's been rebounding. He's been setting dudes up, making the right basketball plays. Really, whatever funk he was in there in the second and third rounds and game 1 even, he has snapped out of, and then some. Really loves going against LeBron. And it's a great rivalry. You know, it's turned into one of the better NBA rivalries we've had because they have to guard each other every once in a while, sometimes in crunch time. Play basically the same position. Their stats are around the same every night. And some nights it turns into a mano-a-mano. Durant won last night. And it's just a great team. It's one of the best teams I've ever seen. I'm going to spend the summer, once this wraps up the way we think it's going to wrap up, really trying to figure out where this team ranks. It's up there. I don't think the start to finish aspect of what they're doing ranks in the top 3, but I think the ceiling of what they're doing does. And I think from a ceiling standpoint, that's where the 0-1 Lakers, I think, were really great. That was the best Kobe Shaq year. They really only put it together for about 3 months there. I'm going to say mid-March, and just started winning and just rolled through and really could have gone through the playoffs undefeated if not for the Iverson game. I thought the ceiling of that team was about as high as any team I've seen other than the 86 Celtics. Those are the 2 best teams I've ever seen in terms of just ceiling. That Shaq and Kobe humming at an A+ level together, that was really the only time they had that. Next year it got a little dicey and the alpha dog stuff started. But those 3 months, it was like, how do you beat this team? They killed everybody. So the Warriors, they're in the conversation. They have not shown the continuous ability to step on people's throats, I think, is the weakness of this team. Last night they had it. Why they don't have that more often, I don't know. Is it because they don't have an alpha dog? Is it because they just have this bullseye on their back? Every game's a playoff game, the attention, the 12 months a year of it. I'm not sure what the reason is. But when they have this level they can go to for, I don't know, 15-minute stretches of a game. And it's just ridiculous. You just have 2 of the best players in the league on the court, 3 of the best shooters. They can play defense. They can really do anything to win the game. They can, you guys don't have this, so we'll go to Durant this time. Oh, you guys are tired of chasing Curry around the screens. We're going to start sending him around more screens. They just have options. And I think that's what I always look for when I think about the greatest teams ever, is the malleability of things. Like the thing that made the 86 Celtics so great was they had lineups, and it really, depending on who they were playing, they could put out Parrish, Walton, McHale, and Bird at the 2 guard. They could play McHale at center and go small with Bird and Wedman and Ainge and DJ. They could basically, whatever was your weakness, they could put out a lineup that would be the worst possible outcome for that weakness. And the Warriors aren't totally like that, but they have about as many lineup options now that Iguodala is back as you could have in the modern NBA, I feel like. Like, no, they don't have the traditional awesome low post player, but nobody's going to be perfect in a 30-team league. It's just a sick team. And I think the 0-1 Lakers was like that too. The 0-1 Lakers, it was almost the way Shaq and Kobe were playing. They're both averaging 30 a game. The odds of neither of those guys playing well in a game in 2001 was basically 0. So every game you knew you were going against one of the two of the best 3 players in the league. The 3 best players were those 2 and Duncan that year. And you knew every game one of those guys was going to have a great game. How do you win in a 7-game series against that? You can't. The Warriors are almost at that level. Durant's one of the guys, and then Curry/Clay, I think, is the other. One of those, every game, one of those guys is going to be doing it. So it's a special team. I do not have as much hatred for it as others just because I love watching great basketball. I love game one. I love game three. It was amazing to be in the building for those games. They were really, really spectacular. LeBron's 51-pointer in game one was transcendent. Just watching him try to beat this team by himself, and then having his teammates screw the game up for him. It's just a memorable night, you know. It really was. And probably a night that could have paved the way for the end of his relationship with Cleveland, unfortunately, for the fans here, because they love that dude. You know, you could feel it last night. Even watching the video screen in the beginning, it's LeBron for 15 seconds before you see another teammate. So this might have a painful ending. On the other hand, he had a bunch of great years here, and he's one of the 3 best players of all time, and everybody here gets to say that he passed through their life. So we'll see how it goes. But strange series. It might end up being like the best 4-0 series we've ever had if game 4 is competitive and the Warriors win that. I can't remember a more competitive series where the team is up 3-0. You can make a case there was like 4 plays in those game 1, game 3 where if they go Cleveland's way, they're up 2-1, which is crazy, but that's where we are. But, you know, when you're relying on Rodney Hood, who hasn't played in 4 weeks, to carry your offense for large stretches of fourth quarter in a must-win game, you're probably not meant to win the title anyway. Coming up, we're going to take one quick break, and then we're going to throw it to an interview I did on Thursday that, in my opinion, is my favorite podcast I've ever done in my entire life. Charles Oakley. I've been waiting to do this one for 10 years. To say it exceeded expectations is an understatement. Hold on to your hats for this one. Speaking of exceeding expectations, let's talk about Gillette. They've been sponsoring sports since 1910. They did an ad with Honus Wagner, John McGraw, Harry Davis, and Hugh Jennings. All of them were plugging the Gillette safety razor. And Wagner said, "I shave with a Gillette. I know of nothing that can induce me to change this decision." The last time I told you this story, I said that he was a second baseman. I got him confused with Rogers Hornsby. I apologize. It was 110 years ago. I got my all-timers from 110 years ago confused. Wagner was the best shortstop of that era. Anyway, he shaved with a Gillette, and why wouldn't he? Nowadays, 110 years later, we got the Gillette 5 razor. It's got a 5-bladed razor lubrication strip. Provides great gliding performance with less irritations. It's got a 360 aqua grip handle. Make sure you have total control over your razor even when it's wet. And by the way, they offer a ton of shaving products for every guy, regardless of personal style, skin needs, or budget. Whether you want 3 blades or 5, the Gillette 3 and Gillette 5 razors have you covered, all under $10. With a blade technology that is so incredible, Gillette started doing stuff for NASA. That's how great their razors are. NASA was like, "Can you help us out with this?" Go ahead, Google it right now. It is a 100% fact. High performance at a low price. Get Gillette Performance delivered to your door. You can find Gillette 5 at GilletteOnDemand.com. Subscribe today. All right, here we go. Me, Charles Oakley. Let's do it. What an honor. Thursday afternoon, Cleveland, Ohio. The man, the myth, the legend, Charles Oakley.
Thank you.
You just float around.
Thanks for coming to my city. That's the most important thing.
I didn't realize this was your city.
Yeah.
I just thought you roamed the United States and that every city was your city, and wherever you went became your city.
You know, I really claim here, Chicago, Toronto, New York, Virginia, Alabama.
Not Vegas?
No. Vegas, you know.
Alabama? Why Alabama?
My mother, my family from there, my mother, grandfather, you know, all of them from there. So I was in Alabama. Matter of fact, I got a camp down there next month. Been doing a camp down there for 30 years. That's how Ben Wallace made. He came to my camp.
Oh, yeah.
And the year he came, we only charged like $25. And most of the kids down there, you know, low income families, and they couldn't afford it. So I said, no way, we're not charging nothing after that.
Wow.
So it's a free camp every year, you know, for 30 years, about 250 kids. Me and my cousin, Marcus Cameron, and we invite a few other guys who went to the University of Alabama come help us out, and just family and friends.
Why Toronto? Because you played there?
Played there, a lot of love. I mean, they showed me a lot of love. After, I left Toronto. The fans is kind of, it was more of a hockey town.
Yeah.
And they love their hockey, and they haven't won in 50 years, but the tradition, and like Cleveland, the football team haven't won since Jim Brown, but they love Brown. They still stood out. Last 2 years they won the game, but this year should be a big year for Cleveland Browns.
Jalen Rose, my friend who I worked with at ESPN.
That's my guy.
He loved Toronto.
Yeah, he was there.
He said that it was the most underrated city to be a professional athlete in, who liked to have fun.
It's in the top 5 cities, just fun and restaurants.
What's your top 5? Let's hear it.
You got to go New York.
Yeah, somehow you played in New York, Chicago, and Toronto.
Right.
So 3 fun cities.
Well, L.A. and Dallas. Miami is just the glamour, just party life. But for its food, Dallas, Chicago, New York, and L.A. But L.A. gives you that Hollywood feeling, and you feel good out there. The weather always nice. Miami just jump on you.
Yeah, Miami has not been a good place for certain young NBA players. It's tough.
Miami ain't really a lot of trouble, I think.
Really?
Not to me. They got clubs there late at night, most time, but I don't see that in Miami. Late night New York can be bad. Late night Chicago can be bad. Late night LA can be bad.
Right.
All them cities, you got to watch yourself.
The first time we met, we didn't really meet, but we kind of met. It was, and I wrote about it. You probably saw it at some point. 2006, All-Star Weekend, Houston.
Okay.
I was at the Four Seasons bar.
We hung out the whole night, just Jordan, people in and out.
So we're sitting there.
That was funny.
We're having lunch and we're having Bloody Marys. And all of a sudden you show up and you're like scoping out and you find a table. And you pick the table and you sat down. And then 10 minutes later, Jordan comes.
We sit
and then a couple other people.
13 hours straight.
And we're sitting there and I'm saying, first of all, we were like, oh my God, there's Jordan and Oakley. This is insane. And then I was like, the cards are going to come out. I can feel it. I know the cards are coming. And a half hour and the cards came out. Yeah. And all of a sudden it's on. He's playing. People are coming in and out.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's coming over to pay respects for you.
Yep.
And then the thing I wrote about it, you stood up and you were looking at the food we ate because we decided to order again.
Right.
And you were looking at our cheeseburgers.
Right. Because I'm real picky with food.
You were standing over our table and you were like, what's that cheeseburger? And all of us were like, Oak wants our cheeseburger. Just give it to him. He's going to take it. But we were just watching and it was like the real Jordan. I'd never seen that side. We'd always heard about the competitive up until 5 a.m. Jordan, but we actually got to see it. He's yelling at everybody. He's trying to bully people. It was
matter
great.
Of fact, we did the same thing in New York, the last All-Star in New York. We went to the fish, it's a fish hut. Fish hut. So they had a private room, right? So basically it was like 20 people having dinner. The next thing you know, Nelly come, then T.I. come, then end of the night we had 60 people in the room, the whole 25.
Do you I know you and Jordan are super, super, super close.
Right.
When you're playing cards, are you on the same team? Do you try to take each other's money? How does that work?
We don't, if we playing poker, we don't raise one another. But
so you have an understanding.
So yeah, we just okay. When we play in spades and big whiz, it's like talking mess and come out. But I like my chances though. They said they were talking on first take about Jordan, how he hit. I don't know. I never heard the Steve Kerr story. I've been around him. He's just, I don't know what happened with that. Steve Kerr must really did something because I never seen him that angry to want to hit someone. But besides one time in the Bahamas, this guy was just getting to him. And I was at another table and just, the guy was just getting to him. So I walk over and he said, no, I got this one. I said, okay, handle it. And he went off on this guy. I'm like, whoa. But no, he's a lot of fun though. You just got to be around him a lot more.
I want to go back because we're going to go backwards a little later. Okay. I want to talk about LeBron versus Jordan first. You were around Jordan.
Right.
Early, before he became the super duper star, when it was the seeds were there. And then you had to go against him for that whole decade.
Right.
And now you're in the same city with the guy everybody's comparing him to. I know you get asked this all the time, but what are the similarities for you?
The similarities, it's not a lot. Both of them great athletes. They different type of scores, different type of demeanors. One wears size 15, one wears size 13, 169, 166, so 6'6", 270, one's I mean, 169, 270, 166, 220.
Yeah.
But on the court, they just different. It's like two different books.
We'll explain
Burger
it.
King,
What makes them
McDonald's.
different? The way they carry
names,
themselves?
They carry themselves. LeBron, read nothing but stuff great stuff about him. Michael's great stuff. LeBron do a lot of charity stuff more in the public. Michael do a lot more behind the scene. So LeBron more outgoing, but Michael image just people just in love with him.
Yeah.
So, Michael Jordan did this. He won 6 championships and, 3-3. Nobody never done that. He retired, come back, win 3. When he got there, he just never went to a game 7, 6 MVPs. Just play with the flu. He just, he's on the edge. He just want to pull your heart out. LeBron not like that. LeBron would, like some people, he hurt. LeBron would take to the doctor. Mike probably said, okay, he all right.
Right.
Put a Band-Aid on it.
And Michael's definitely, I would say, probably the biggest alpha dog I didn't see Russell. I wasn't there for Russell, but I think the stories about Russell were pretty similar.
Yeah.
They just wanted to cut your heart out at all times.
I mean, it was seen like, they said a lot about Russell, Chambers, a lot of them guys back in the days. And if you just try to think about basketball back then, it was like a lot less game, a lot less rounds of playoffs. So you win, 40 game season maybe? It
was like 60 to 70. It ended up, it
and
eventually
2
got
rounds
to
of
80
playoff.
Yeah, the
it
playoffs
wasn't
were short.
I don't care what they said. It wasn't that much talent back then.
Yeah.
So they were supposed to dominate. So
with Russell's first 5 years, like a lot of teams only had 1 or 2 black players, which is crazy when you think about it now. The Celtics were the first team that had more of them.
But thing about Russell, DeAndre Jordan, if he ever want to be good, you should watch film on Bill Russell. How did you change a game with just not being a great scorer, but just defense, rebound, protecting the rim? I mean, some guys need to learn and maybe say, wow. Because in this day and time, a big man almost ain't, most teams don't want it because you got to be a stretch, a stretch 4.
Yeah, you'd be shooting 8 threes a game now?
Yeah. I mean, I used to make
You shot
threes.
some anyway,
I used to shoot them. I mean, so everybody said, you can't play that. I think, not being cocky and nothing. I was like, my game, just my game. No matter what they say, I can play in the era. They said, no, you'll foul out. I said, no, I ain't gonna foul out because ain't nobody to foul. They ain't coming to the rim.
Yeah. I think you would have enjoyed pushing around the guys in this day and age.
I would have got a lot of
There's a lot of softness these days.
Yeah,
what about when Tristan Thompson's pointing, come meet me in the tunnel after the game, but they're not actually going to meet in the tunnel.
Yeah.
In your day, if you pointed in the tunnel, you would have met in the tunnel.
They ain't no. We're going to take care of right here. Let everybody see it. Let everybody see it, But no, it's just different now. These guys just different and it changed. My nephew play AAU. I just like, why y'all play this? You don't learn nothing. You traveling, you spending your money, your mom and dad, you want every pair of shoes come out. Oh, we were doing it for the ranking. I said, I'm looking at top 200. I don't see y'all. What y'all trying to be ranked at? 300? So I stay on my nephew. And I said, you shouldn't have to pay to play basketball at a young age.
Right.
Go to the park or get 2 friends or just go out and shoot on your own. When you miss, set some rules for yourself. You miss, if it bounce twice, you got to do a suicide. If it bounce 1, you shoot a free throw. I'm going to just do something to make your game get more better and make you, in a big moment, like, wow, I know I've been doing this. I'm ready for this moment. And then you watch guys now playing, like, oh, Lord. You be like, how did they make the team? And they making $15, $20 million.
And if somebody shoves you from behind on a layup, you're fighting them.
That
was your error. If you get shoved from behind on a layup, that's a fight.
Well, according to how he shoved you, you're trying to hold.
If it's to knock you off balance shove.
Like what JR did.
That's a fight.
I would fought him the next 2 games. Even though I wouldn't have been in one of them, I would have found out what he was going after the game.
You saw what he did to Horford, right?
Yeah.
That was cheap.
He's a nice guy. That's one thing. All he going to do, he going to be consistent with his 14-7 or 15-8 every year. That's what he's going to average.
I think there's a lot of similarities to JR and Starks, where it's like heat check guys, hit or miss. You don't know where you're getting game to game.
Tougher. I mean, JR.
You think John was tougher than JR?
Yeah, JR. I mean.
But remember when Starks headbutted Reggie Miller that time? Yeah. I feel like JR would have been involved in something like that.
I mean, JR be. I don't be wondering what he. is he watching the game or he just got the best seat in the house? I mean, you're a catch and shoot player. Stop dribbling the ball. That's not your game. Trying to do something off the dribble. I mean, it's just understand your role. I mean, I don't think coaches tell players they role no more to the team. And I think in Cleveland case, LeBron got the ball in the hand. He won't space the floor. Everybody says, just space the floor. We okay.
Yeah, just stand there.
You got to know all the details, the particulars or, moments. Like the other night. The moments, like in that game 1 in Golden State, the moment. I mean, everybody knows a dead ball foul. You got to look around. You see what's going on. You're interacting with the bench or the coaches. So like, okay, what happened is A and B. That's one thing was good about Butch Carter in Toronto. He kept details. He kept understanding like timeouts to get you. I mean, he was so detailed. He's probably one of the best coaches I've been around. Butch
Interesting.
Carter. Yeah, I don't know why he don't have a job.
It's probably, how old is Butch Carter now?
I mean,
that was with Vince, right?
He probably late 50s.
I have some Vince questions for you later. Do you how many Cavs games are you actually going to during the course of a year? Do you have a feel for this team, you think? I'm on Cleveland, I always go to. I ain't just started going because of LeBron. I was going before then. I was going when I was in high school here. Yeah. I used to go out to the Coliseum when Jones and Big O. Smith, Nate Thurman, all them guys, like on Sundays. Yeah. I was in high school, but they ain't let me play too much because they always had 2 courts. Yeah. On practice court. So we used to play on the side, but one of my cousins knew them, so he let us go out there. But then once I got older, they was playing in Cleveland Summer League. Jones and all them, I paid them back. I was getting at them. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jones was tough.
Jones, yeah. He had triple his sons, but they didn't make it to the league. But I got a chance to play Summer League against some guys and learning the ropes. When you seen them when I was a kid, watching it, like, wow, I couldn't believe like Big O. Smith and Austin Carr, just seeing them guys playing.
Yeah, they must have made the finals in '76. Yeah. My team beat them, the Celtics. Yeah, it was a battle.
They had a good team.
Yeah.
Nate in the Miller, Bingo, Mike Mitchell. They had
so watching how LeBron is reacting to the team he has now. Because you said when you were coming in that you thought LeBron was going to leave. What do you see with his behavior on the court that makes you think like this is the end, this is the finish line?
I don't see the behavior. It's just seeing what's with him.
Yeah.
I mean,
but do you see it in his eyes? Like he kind of knows he just doesn't have the winning hand.
I see he's a shelf, and he got one guy. He got one line guy. He got 2 people waiting on 200 people. And the chef gonna get frustrated because how can you get all these orders out? And he only got 4 people working out for 200 people. But I think LeBron, like last night, was more a little laid back, and I think he got to always be the aggressor in this situation with he knowing what he got. People don't like when he laid back in a game, don't take charge early, come out to score. But LeBron just a different guy. He do it his way. No matter what people say. I mean, you can't argue with the guy. The guy been 8 straight finals. He ain't won but 3. And everybody trying to hold that against him. But my thing is, what he do with body work, night in, night out. I mean, he got to buy the grocery. He got to do all the chopping for the vegetables. He got to cook it. He got to serve it. I mean, they gonna wear on you sooner or later.
Clean the tables.
Clean the table, mop the floor. Sternator. So,
and then if anyone helps out, he's excited. It's like, JR, you're gonna take some plates. Thanks.
No, that's great. Michael didn't have it this bad. He at least. What's the thing about this era with LeBron doing? The teams ain't tougher like when Michael was coming up. When I first was in Chicago, we went through with the Boston, the Detroit, and then.
Well, your conference was sick.
It was tough.
Those 80s teams were like, that was brutal.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little less talent, but still, it's just what his guys, not the detail. I can't understand the detail. The detail is not there like it used to be. They're not holding themselves accountable. I mean.
I realized last night, being at the game when they showed the video before they introduced the starters, and, every other NBA team, they show that video and it's like, they'll show the first 4 stars of the team in a row and it's like a team. This video, it's like, it's LeBron for 15 seconds straight. It's like a LeBron infomercial. And then they start sprinkling in like Tristan Thompson, but it's just so obvious. It's like the Cleveland LeBrons.
They trying to get all the last look. If he do leave, they get all the last look they can get.
But if I was LeBron, I would be like, let's make the video like a team.
Well, he ain't.
Let's do this.
That's what, like, if you watch Golden State, KD come out first, Clay and what's name coming back to back.
Right. Curry's last.
Right, Curry last. He's in their eyes, he's no matter what KD do, and just like when Garnett went to Boston,
it was still Pierce's team.
No, the league wanted to be Garnett team.
No, I know, but they introduced Pierce last.
It was Pierce.
He was
team.
Still got the last whatever.
You see how they moved Garnett in there, and like everything was Garnett because he was slobbing out of his mouth, this and that, all that fake tough stuff. But you ain't that guy.
Did you mix up with Garnett?
Hey, man, come on, like beating up a fly. Really.
Anthony Peeler punched him once.
Yeah, well, they played together in Minnesota.
I always thought Jalen and I used to talk about this all the time. There's two types of tough guys: the tough guys, and then the guys who actually fight.
He didn't get tough,
which you were the captain of that team. You're like, no, if you're gonna look at me that way, I'll actually fight you right now.
No doubt.
There's not a lot of those dudes.
No, it's.
I know you had your issues with Barkley over the years, but Barkley would throw.
Only,
maybe he wasn't happy
only against white guys, though. He don't hit no brothers. No, he did go with Shaq. Him and Shaq gonna get into it.
He tackled Shaq. That was pretty good.
I mean, really, if I'm Shaq, I would have been did something to him.
Well, you played with the only guy that was probably more unafraid than you was Mason.
No, that's my man, Mace.
Mace, like, I don't know who was more ready to go between you two, but it was at least a tie.
Yeah. That's my guy.
They did the two of you together. It was like a hockey team.
Yeah, we
they had to change the rules because of you guys.
Yeah. We were the real. They said Detroit had the Blues brother. We had the Knockout brothers, me and Mace.
Yeah,
but no, I had a great time playing with Mace though.
Everyone blames the bad boy Pistons for when they changed the rules. It's like no, it was the Riley's Knicks. You, X-Man, Mason,
Robbie
you guys
was soft. Isaiah just talk. Sally.
Wait a second though. Isaiah was the toughest guy in that team though. Yeah. He would throw.
That's what I'm saying. He saw.
He went at Bill Cartwright at that time. He was like a foot taller.
Nah, we'll see who come after me.
He never came after you?
Really?
How many fights did you have?
I wasn't looking.
You had a good one with X-Man.
Yeah. Me and X had a little something, but I
that went in the stands.
Isaiah, he was. My thing is he didn't get his credit for being a point guard.
Right.
But my thing with Isaiah, he talked bad about the Knicks one day when he was there. And he tried to throw us on the bus, talking about y'all won nothing, y'all win the championship. Okay, that's good, and we tried. But you ain't gonna talk mess long as I'm living about Knicks or somebody I play with who I really care for. So you can go kick rocks with that. So ever since then, I've been having kind of like, you better watch when I'm around.
So you don't want to do a 3-man podcast, me, you, and Isaiah?
That wouldn't go well. Do it, but like you said, he gonna be nervous. I'm not.
All right, quick break to talk about Squarespace. Think it, dream it, make it. With Squarespace, our friends, they make it easy to build beautiful websites, whether you're starting a business, changing careers, or launching a creative project, whether you need a landing page, a beautiful gallery, a professional blog, or an online store. It is all included in your Squarespace website. You can even get a unique domain, which strengthens your brand, makes it easier for visitors to find you, add and arrange your content and features with the click of a mouse, nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever. And Squarespace's award-winning 24/7 customer support will help you no matter how hard or how easy your problem might be. Start a free trial today at squarespace.com. When you're ready to launch, use offer code BS to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, squarespace.com, offer code BS. Back to my best friend, Charles Oakley. Who are the real legitimate tough guys, but other than you and Mason when you played?
Ron Artest.
Ron Artest.
For real.
Steven Jackson? Steven Jackson went in the stands to defend Artest. That was pretty good.
Yeah. They were looking for popcorns though. No, Steven tough. I coached him in Charlotte, so we had a little run-ins, but
I gotta say Ben Wallace, the way he reacted before the Artest melee. I think he was going to fight that entire team. He moved up in that list.
That's my guy, Ben Wallace.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Virginia Union guy. That's my first time seeing him really get like somebody must really did some. What he did.
Artest did. He gave him a hard foul with a minute left.
No, I'm saying maybe some days that some people in life you don't know what's going through his head.
Yeah.
So he might have something going. He said, "This is my time. Just get it out of me." So that's what could have happened because I ain't never expect him to do all of that. What he done that game.
Hakeem was a secret tough guy. He had a lot of fights the first couple years of his career.
Yeah.
He punched some dudes.
When we came in the league, that's what you had to do. You had to let them know. I just fight run. When they Clemens used to play Seattle, a few guys, Perkassi. I mean, Patrick. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you punched McKeskey.
Well,
I think you broke his nose.
Yeah, he shot me. My thing is, when somebody playing hard or somebody just trying to get one in, like you ain't gonna. Okay, he gonna let it go. No, I would have thought he hit me one time. I said, okay, I know him. That. He did it again. I ain't think about did I know him or not. I had to give it to him.
I was at the game in '87 when the day after Bird and Rodman. By the way, the legend would throw down. Larry Bird. He would throw.
Got into it with Doc.
He stuck up with himself. Yeah, he fought Doc. He fought Alan Bristow. He fought Marco Ravaroni. He would go at people, but he got in the fight with Lambert. Then the next game, Parrish was just
game 1-2.
He hated Lambert, and then he just snapped and he gave him the 2-piece.
But see,
and they kept him in the game because it was the '80s.
But see, the thing is, like when Lambert, when McHale took out what's the name from Detroit?
Oh, Rambis.
Oh, L.A.
Yeah,
that's just attention. He just ain't even, just like, okay. Most of the time, like people are like, well, you play dirt. I said, I don't play dirt. I go for the ball. I mean, I at least have my arm, but I ain't just trying to tackle like a football player. I could have, but I don't. And that's dirty. So I just trying to tell people know what you're talking about when you're talking about I play dirt. I don't play dirt. I play hard.
When you were with Jordan in the '80s, when it was way more physical and cheap, your reputation became the kind of bodyguard, for lack of a better word, for Jordan. Like if you mess with him, Oakley's right there, and you will pay for this.
I just had a badge with no gun. So,
right.
When you're a bodyguard, when you ain't got a gun, you just got a badge. You got to know what you got to do.
Did you have to lay the smackdown before everybody realized don't touch Jordan or Oakley's
No,
I
guess
there?
they just seeing like on the court, and then we was always together. And, there's a lot of stuff happened behind the scene.
Yeah,
he got into it, guys. You would never believe. Like guys, I don't know if a guy was maybe jealous because when he came in the league. He just came in like just over the top, his rookie year.
He had posters and shoes.
What I'm saying but he didn't in Carolina. He didn't show you what he showed you his first year in the league. He was just over the top, the dunks, the dunk contest, and just all-star. He was just like them guys back in the day. They was real jealous. A lot of the veterans was real jealous.
Do you think that All-Star game story was true when they froze him out?
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Isaiah and a couple other people.
He was taking their light.
Yeah.
And he was taking them, what he was doing as a rookie, David Stern hair even grow a little more.
When did you show up? 86? 85, 86?
85, 86.
So you were there for when he went against the Celtics.
When he had the
63-pointer.
When he came back because he had broke his toe. Yeah.
And Bird was the first guy who was like, that guy's amazing. That guy's going to be the future of the league. Yeah, nobody had really said that yet. He
gave Bird about 10 straight shots. And Bird can score himself. So you're like, oh.
What's crazy, and he had 49 in game one. What was crazy about that was I think that's the best team of all time. And they also had a bunch of guys to throw to him. Mm-hmm. They had DJ, but they also had McHale. And he was just fouling everybody out.
They had, what's the name? Boston had, 4 Hall of Fames on that team.
Yeah.
See, my thing is, people is like, LeBron. No, LeBron playing with 4 guys work for the city. Started in the lineup with him.
Right.
So Michael Jordan had Scotty Horace, then he had Dennis, but Magic had him, Kareem, James Worth. They had Hall of Famers. Kareem.
The league had 21 teams back then.
It was talent though.
If you had 21 teams now,
it'd still be bad.
You think so? I think the talent's really good right now.
No.
It's just too many teams.
You know what it is? Know why the talent look good? Because the team's bad too. The bad team playing a team better than them. That's why talent look good, because the score is going to be under 100. Oh, that's a good game. 12, guys, team be shooting 12 for like 25 for the free throw. Is that a good game? You miss 50% on the free throw line, and then you're in, 8 for 41 from threes. I don't mind you taking threes, but Golden State, you can take it 1 leg, 2 legs. You got the okay. You can shoot 40-something threes because you got snipers on your team. But them other team, they got stand-ins. It's a big difference.
What would you do against Golden State? What would the Riley's Knicks have done against them other than knock them into the basket support?
No, I would just we're going to trap the ball.
Yeah.
See, the thing is now, these new generation or this new era of basketball, they don't like moving around. All they want, defense, a good defense
They
team,
like to switch.
they like to switch. That's the girl way. Serious. That's the girl way. But they're gonna make you move bodies, keep you engaged with the game. Though that's showing you're smart. But switches ain't nothing.
So you trap everybody. You leave Draymond Green open. You leave Iguodala
I'll make
open.
Draymond, both.
You make
of them.
Draymond
It's just
shoot
like
10
last
threes.
night. He goes, "Oh, this guy run into him. He ain't played in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just let him shoot. Why run? Why close out to him? Because he's gonna pass too."
There was a moment in the second half where they swung it to him in the corner. He was wide open. There's nobody within 10 feet. And then he swung it away. Once I saw that, if I'm Cleveland, I'm like, don't guard him at all. Make him hit 2. And I wouldn't guard Draymond either.
He just want to throw a lob and, holler at somebody in the face. Draymond's funny, though. I've been out with him in New York a couple of times.
Draymond's kind of, he's in your family a little bit of what the stuff he does on the court.
It could be a cousin.
Yeah. But if you were going against him in a series, your goal would be to get him thrown out of every game, right?
I wouldn't have to. I'm just gonna beat him down. Draymond's not that big. That's why I can't believe he beat like Aldridge for San Antonio. Draymond was 6'6", about 215.
Yeah,
and he be moving these big guys around like they furniture. Nothing.
Yeah, he does carry himself like he's bigger than he is.
He ain't got no muscles. I got more muscle than Draymond. I mean, a guy got no muscle gonna move me? Really? Come on, he do a lot of talking. Oh man,
JR was trying to get him kicked out last night.
JR, man, JR.
Draymond had one technical, and then JR was trying to get the double technical again.
See, when you winning, you get away a little more. That's how Chicago did. What Chicago got away with, not little everything. But what Boston, Chicago might be the worst. I mean, for like they gonna if you touch McHale or someone in the post.
Oh, I knew you'd bring up McHale.
He was tough to guard, and they let him travel. He go up and under. He gonna get the call. I mean, for some moves.
McHale talked shit to you.
No,
he did. He talked a little.
Okay,
he would talk about how he could take you in the torture chamber.
No, I'm gonna get mine too, but he gonna get more shots, so he gonna get advantage. I give him his prop. I ain't scared to give someone who can do it. Then like Karl Malone, he's good, but he cry a lot. I don't like crybabies. You're too big to cry. I mean, like, you the mailman. If it rain, what you gonna do? Stay in the house? Bring the mail.
What'd you think when he took out Isaiah?
I mean,
because that seemed intentional. If that happened now, if you open an intentional flying elbow, 40 stitch cut,
that's 5 games.
Oh, I think it would be like 12 to 15. Because Isaiah was still one of the best players in the league. Yeah. He took him out. I mean, it was like a gash.
Yeah, I seen that blood. But Isaiah probably he's sneaky. He did something. He got me one time.
Isaiah was like him and Stockton.
He'll do something and walk. Clyde Drexler did it. He did that one time in New York. I was like, you know what? I was hoping he'd go to the hole. He ain't go to the hole no more. We played like 3 more years, but I ain't never seen him go to the hole.
After he did that?
Yeah, I was waiting. I was going to have to get 12 games.
So people knew if they made you mad that you were in their back of their heads after that.
Little cheap shots, because I ain't never tried to cheap shot no one.
Stockton was another one. He'd set those picks. He would like punch people in the balls and stuff.
Guard, but what Isaiah did was like, sides talk bad about us in the paper. Now, you can't do that not while I'm living.
I think the Isaiah thing, Malone, like Isaiah and Stockton.
I think Malone Olympic did that for Stockton.
No, he did.
Okay.
Isaiah got left off the Olympic team. The first game after that, because Stockton made it over him, and he torched Stockton. He had like 46 on him. Then the next game, Malone gave him the elbow.
Then nobody like Isaiah. So when anybody like you, and you get another guy who's solid, this and that, and league like, you got Bird, Magic, them guys, almost can call the shots, Hey, and then they said with Mike, they said Mike had something. I don't think Mike probably told him. He probably said, well, if you got some of the other guys, I might not come. So they had to find out what the dirt was.
Yeah.
And so the dirt was okay. And Isaiah had a run in. So who you want? Mike or Isaiah?
Well, I know what side you were on that one.
Huh?
I know what side you were on.
I'm just saying for what they was doing for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Mike sell tickets. He was the face of the dream team.
Once Michael was like, I'll do the Olympic team, but Isaiah can't be on it.
What you do?
And that's it.
What you
They're
do?
like, okay, Michael. Okay, Mr. Jordan. Have you been in a situation in playoff series where you're down 3-0?
Ooh.
Like the Cavs are now? Because they can go one of two ways, right?
I was down 2-0 in Boston. But we came back and we got them. New York. It was 3 out of 5 though. We won 3 straight.
No, I went
that
to
when
game
Bird
5.
missed the dunk.
Bird missed the dunk,
Patrick.
and the crowd made a sound I've never heard before. It was like he had been shot by a sniper or something. Everybody's like, oh.
Yeah.
And then Ewing made that 3 in the corner.
Yeah.
Back when he didn't really take threes ever.
No, he took a few.
You know who killed us that game? Mo Cheeks.
Yeah,
it was the one time that Mo Cheeks Strickland trade worked.
Mo Cheeks is like Sean Livingston.
Yeah.
Do everything in his range, know how to get the ball to the guys when he has to.
Yeah.
Sean Livingston just killing people.
So when you're down 3-0, either you fight to keep the series going, which they did last year, or the guys on that team are like, you know what? I'm ready for the season to end. I don't want to fly to Oakland and then have to be there when they're celebrating game 5. I'm checking out now. Could you see that happening in this series?
They down 3.5, so it's just a half left with them. So a half, and they got to play a full. They don't add up. So I don't know. I think when you're down, it's 0-3. It's just what you've been doing the last 3 games. I know the first game you could have won, but it's just I don't see. You don't have the players, the body of the players who can get you 30 besides LeBron. Nobody. Who can get you 20? Maybe Love.
Yeah, Rodney Hood was doing that junk spin move he has a couple times yesterday, and it was like, wow, Rodney Hood is carrying LeBron.
You know who that is?
Yeah,
like Walter Berry. Remember Walter Berry?
Yeah, the truth.
Move, spin and this and that. But
he goes right, spins right into the guy, and puts his elbows in his head.
So my thing is, if you had this all the time, that's another asset for your team because LeBron don't have to work hard.
Right.
Post Hood, because it seemed like he get to the rim.
That was their biggest mistake of this series was playing Clarkson over Hood. Hood's one of those guys, I don't know if you've played with guys like this, you know within 3 minutes whether they're going to be good or not that day. So you throw him out, and if he doesn't have it, that's it.
But play Hood on the post. He's like,
yeah.
They got to double team him. With Clarkson, I watch him. He's just trying to get. He's just like AAU. He's just trying to get his own numbers. He doesn't no kind of structure, no to understand it's the finals. You got to play within the team. He don't have none of that. Yeah, that's what all the other teams have. So when they don't like coaching no more. You probably get 4 teams out of 30 teams, maybe getting good coaches on a regular basis now.
The Durant, LeBron. You could feel it last night. Durant was incredible last night.
Yeah, he walked.
And that's been a rivalry this whole decade. Durant now has the upper hand on it.
He's catching up.
They guard each other, all that stuff. It's good now.
See, you know what? In life, everybody take over when they shifts change. Like, what I'm saying? When Mike was taking over, Magic was getting over, Bird was getting over. Yeah. So now LeBron, they ain't about 3 or 4 years apart, but still, 15 years doing what he body work, night in, night out. Playing with them guys, I mean, it's like a year and a half. Every year is a year and a half for LeBron.
Right. He's playing 100 games every year.
So he put so much in. But KD the guy just so good. He carried a lot, but they let you do when you get the craft and you do it every time. They let you do it. Like they let James Harden travel every time. Yeah. So my thing, he's just so big for the league, and then he got that crossover. He's 7'1", and Cleveland switching up from a 6'8" guy to a 6'3" guy on him,
and not trapping.
And not trapping. That's where the switching hurt you. You don't need to switch.
Durant's definitely one of the most unique players in the history of the league. I mean, there was nobody when you were playing that. It's like, oh, he kind of reminds me of Durant. It's like that person did not exist. The 7 foot shooting forward.
Durant story.
Yeah.
About 5-6 years ago, All-Star weekend. So Jordan always have the parties and this and that. I go woo woo. So he come and he had a sweatsuit on, tennis shoes. I'm like, where you going? He said, I said, no, we wear suits to this party. We don't wear tennis shoes and sweatsuits. I told him at the door. Then
you made him leave?
No, he didn't get in while I was there, but he got in, but I had left. But we shot the commercial for Sprint and we talked about it. No, he just, he was young. So I said,
he needed an Oakley on OKC those first few years.
Yeah,
I think Perkins is a little bit like that.
No, I don't know about all that.
No, I mean, it's in terms of like the old veteran kind of showing him the ropes.
He's trying to bring in Cleveland, but the game ain't like that now. These guys don't listen.
Do you think like Perkins on the bench wearing a suit trying to intimidate people?
No, they don't.
That doesn't work, right?
No, not when Curry. They said Curry looked at him and the guy see all this. When Curry made the 3-point at halftime, when JR went for the steal, we didn't 1,001, 1,002. I did the crowd. See, second half, I would have bumped him. Like, okay, What about 4001, 4005,
Right.
6? These guys, all this celebration. I mean, I'm surprised ain't nobody just took somebody out just because they celebrate at every play. They only run down court. They got to do their dance, celebrate, the wiggle. So I mean, I guess it's like I said, it's a different ball game. Let them have fun while they can. We did what we fought, so I guess that was bad too. So
I went to a game, Celtics, whatever team Jerry Stackhouse was on in like 97, 98.
Detroit, maybe.
Yeah, maybe Detroit.
Yeah.
Stackhouse, by the way, one of the toughest dudes. Stackhouse would throw down.
Yeah, he had attitude.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to see him. I ain't never seen him in a fight, but I know that he had the attitude. I played with him in Washington.
Yeah.
So him and Mike used to go at they
right.
Mike, didn't matter what his age was. When he on the floor, you gonna get it.
So Antoine, the Celtics are winning, and Antoine makes a three, and he's doing this crazy wiggle.
Mm-hmm.
And Stackhouse was really mad about it.
Oh yeah.
So somebody else was shooting free throws, and Stackhouse just walks over to Antoine, and Antoine's like all happy, and he's like, and he walks over and he just whispers something in his ear, and Antoine was like a 5-year-old kid, and he just didn't make another move for the rest of the game, and then just walked out. I don't know what he said to him, but he was like, he probably said, "If you do one more thing, I'm beating the shit out of you after the game."
He talk a lot. I remember I was in Boston. He was talking shit. He was doing the shake before any of them.
He was one of the first ones.
He would shake, and I said, "Okay."
That was that era where you came on the league in the 80s.
Yeah.
And that there was people handling their business a little bit of a different way. And then around the mid 90s, guys started really acting out in the court.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And you combine with the flagrant fouls, it did feel like basketball
hurt the game though.
Yeah.
That David Stern shit, he's so much a control freak. He was just like,
So you think that went too far?
Oh yeah, he went too far with that. I mean, okay, now the new rule 2 years ago, you couldn't show off an official. Every play they show off official now. They don't call no tech or nothing.
Right.
I mean, they might well throw the book out the window and they say, commission, just write down 5 things. Okay, maybe we won't do them. So it's crazy now.
We're going to take a break. One last break to talk about Peter Millar. I'm excited for this one. Comfort, fit, quality, style. Peter Millar is setting the standard in menswear. They're all about quality, value, and style. You know what? Tonight at dinner, I'm going to be wearing a Peter Millar performance polo. It's the most comfortable and stylish clothing I've ever worn. Their polo shirts are so easy to take care of. You can wear them straight out of the dryer. No iron needed. I hate ironing. Peter Millar is perfect for any occasion. Vacation, dates, work events, even working out. They're also great for the golf course. Each shirt has sun protection. The performance polo, I think it's the most comfortable shirt I've ever worn. I can say that about everything I've ever worn from Peter Millar, including those little pullover sweaters with the little half zips. I love those. Right now, you can head over to petermillar.com/BS to check out some of the best stuff. Be sure to use my link and you'll receive complimentary shipping and a free hat. That is Peter Millar, spelled MILLAR.com/BS. Check it out. Seriously. Some good stuff there. Complimentary shipping and a free hat. petermillar.com/BS. Back to my personal bodyguard, Charles Oakley. All right. Let's go backwards.
Okay.
So you get traded from the Bulls.
Right.
But you're tight with Jordan.
Right.
And then you get traded before Jordan wins all these titles.
Right.
You go to the Knicks.
Right.
You're right there.
Right there.
The 93
couple
series.
Bounce.
It's 2-2 after 4.
Couple calls.
Charles Smith game.
Yeah.
I think he got fouled on one of those
He
4.
did.
I don't know how Pippen blocked him 4 straight times from behind or whatever the hell was happening. It was an incredible game.
That's why. Go ahead.
Well, and then 94, obviously, 3-2 going back to Houston.
Yeah.
So close. Like, do you feel now you look back in your career, like there's this missing piece that you don't know what it's like? Or is it like I had a great career? I don't care.
Well, Mike always said I was born at the wrong time. So in this era, but I said, well, we put up a fight every night. You might have beat us, but we wouldn't lose by no 15 or 20.
Yeah.
4 or 6 points. But I mean, he was the best. Like I said, he was the best player in the series when we played. He showed it when he had to. We had Patrick, and it was 2 different players. And I think we went to war. We can't hold our head. Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. But we put up a fight. We put up a fight every time we went out there, every night.
What do you think was the best of those Knicks teams? Because you had some bad luck with injuries and stuff a couple of those years.
Well, one year when Patrick, Miami, they suspended for walking on the court.
Yeah.
Westbrook did it this year. They just finally won game.
Kevin Love did it in the end of game
right.
one.
So I guess different commissioners do different things. That's what I'm saying. There's no set rules no more in life. There's a lot of things that make a difference.
Yeah.
It's like the call one to Golden State. How can you go to instant replay on a block call? It's just instinct. But back then we just, we thought we had enough, but we didn't make the big shots when we needed to, and it seemed like they had the big shot maker. I think in Chicago series when we played them, we never got no calls, and they said to be the champs, you got to beat them. You can't be close because the decision's gonna go to the champ.
Right. So it is. It's like boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I actually agree with you on that. I felt that way with the Celtics Cavs series.
Oh yeah.
I just felt like the Celtics were young.
Right. And LeBron did that.
LeBron was the best player on the court, and he's gonna get some calls, especially at home. You gotta learn how to deal with that.
Like when Atlanta was trying to get through Boston back in the Dominic era.
And the Celtics got all the calls against Atlanta. I agree.
If you keep it close, that's why when we beat Boston back we beat them, and it was 5 games, and we beat them, came back to beat 3 straight. We didn't beat them by 4 or 5. Whenever you speak of a good team, you got to beat them by double digit to beat them.
That's what happened to the Celtics against Cleveland in Game 7. They had a 12 in the second quarter, but they couldn't get it to 18. They let LeBron hang around.
Seemed like the ball just went. I don't know, the magnum on the rim. Just like I never seen Boston. Them guys, Rozier, and they'll just miss so many shots. Being at home. So at home, you're supposed to make them shots. And everybody always talking about we going home, the crowd behind us. You still got to shoot. You still got to make the shots.
Yeah. You had, what was the Starks? That was Game 7 when he went cold?
Yeah, Game 7. Yeah.
And to me, that's like, I always look at this stuff as you're looking at a team, whether it was a championship team or not. Right. And if it didn't make it, all right, why didn't they make it? And that season, you guys relied on Starks.
Right.
Like he was Reggie Miller or somebody like that. Yeah. And he just wasn't as consistent as Reggie Miller, Glenn Rice, some of the other guys from that decade. He was a level below. He could get there some games, but other games, maybe not. And in that game, you needed him. And it's like that was the flaw of the team.
Everybody always said why he didn't play Orlando Blackman. This guy scored 20,000 points, in his career with Dallas and in New York, and why not give him a shot, this and that. But Pat Riley it's his way the highway. He's going to stick with his gun. So
that's what Brad Stevens did in Game 7. It's like, Rozier couldn't make a shot. I trust you. You've done this all year. Keep shooting. Yeah. Marcus Smart, keep shooting. Jaylen Brown, keep shooting.
I don't know about Marcus Smart, but he should be shooting anyway.
He doesn't know that.
He does like JR. You look at this. If you look at it, I look at a lot of stats, the next day after they play.
Yeah.
And most guys, I'll be seeing most of them consistent. 3 for 9, 2 for 8. Marcus Smart, he never, if he do shoot 3 for 6, it's, maybe once a month. So he's not really, that tell you you're not really a great shooter, so that's why you got to pick your poison when you shoot. Because I always tell guys, if you open, you know who you're playing with. Kyle Korver. If I'm playing with Kyle Korver, if I'm open, I'll never take a shot. I'm trying to get him the ball.
Right.
And that's smarts on the court. And that's why I be telling guys, know who, like Golden State. You keep in Game 2 when Bale threw the ball to Curry through his leg. In front of the bench. He threw the ball because he knew. I mean, that's what they do on Golden State.
Yeah, that's a new play they basically created during the playoffs.
Like Nick Young, he wild, loose and goose. So he played 18 minutes the other night, only took 1 shot. I said, you'll never believe this guy going to take 1 shot. You need to take 5 shots in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So he just understand that Phil Jackson, philosopher, I guess Steve Kerr must talk to them to death. Like, y'all, when I put y'all in, it ain't about scoring. It's about moving the ball, playing defense, and just giving these guys a break. Unless you're wide open, yeah, but I be looking at it like, wow, I can see how they just made the transition. Because early in the season, he was taking a lot of shots, Nick Young, because he was playing more.
Yeah.
Now, he pulled back. When he played in the first round against New Orleans, he probably like, wow, what I'm doing wrong? He probably said, well, we don't really need your scoring. We need you for different periods to come in 4 or 5 minutes, get a guy to rest. But we got guys who can shoot.
The GM I talked to, Bob Myers, last night of the Warriors, and he was saying one of the things he loves about this team is everybody really pulls for each other. Right. Everybody wants the other guy to succeed. They really take sincere delight in that. And that's one of the things I look for with the guys they bring in.
Well, that's good.
Do you care about your teammates more than yourself?
Well,
that's a hard place to get to.
Well,
as a basketball
Nick
team.
Young then, because he was like he was in LA and DC. He was like more loose goose, but you can see he pull his, like.
Well, if you have the culture, you can bring in basically anybody.
Other guys
in the
probably see what the other body work or what the guys do.
Yeah,
KD and Clay and Steph on a regular day, how they work and go at it. You probably like, wow. Let me try to, maneuver myself to be like, hey, I want to be here for 2 or 3 years. I got to fit in. It ain't about me.
Did you in New York, did you guys feel like you established that culture? Because you brought in some pretty iffy dudes.
Yeah, we brought in some guys, but, Pat Riley, he might have brought in. If you ain't working, he's not going to play you.
Right, that's it.
It's going to be his system or whatever, But they did bring, we brought in X and brought in Rolando. We brought in Harper. We brought in a lot of guys in. I mean, they was veterans though, but most veterans, like I'm saying, veterans should understand more.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be making mistakes like you making your first 3, 4, 5 years. That's why they put you out there in the situation.
Yeah. Who's the best player you ever played with who wasn't Jordan?
Best player?
Yeah. Who's number 2 on the list?
Vince or Patrick? I mean, different players. Vince was a high level at one time in his playing, like he was like NBA was like he was pushing him in the field for like marketing and this and that. Patrick, I don't think they never used him to move the needle. They took Vince to move the needle for the NBA.
Well, Patrick, there were so many great centers. He just had the misfortune.
Vince came in with a Kobe, Kobe,
T-Mac,
Wade, T-Mac,
Iverson.
But see, Vince was when he won the dunk contest and he was in the North here in Toronto. Then he went 2 finals in New Jersey. Vince had about at least a good 8-year run with the league. Was like, okay, we can do something with you.
Vince, you caught the jersey. He wasn't there for the 2 finals. He was there. I think they traded him in 2005.
Oh,
I think he was on the Orlando team. I think that almost made the finals.
It was Kenyon Martin. And
you caught the best Vince.
Yeah. He
like that Sixers series was probably the highlight of his career.
Yeah.
Went
back. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I'm the most unhappy with how his career went of anyone this century for what his talent was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In Toronto, we held him accountable.
Yeah.
We didn't let him get away with not doing his stuff after practice or on the phone in the locker room, eating before games. None of that. 6 o'clock, being at 6 o'clock. You can be the headline or whatever, but you got to be in with us. See, that's what we done. With him and Tracy was on the same team. We told him, like, you know what? Y'all are 1-2 punch and take all the shots you want, but do what you gotta do. Get ready for the moment.
You were on the team at least one of those years with T-Mac and Vince, right?
T-Mac with 1 year.
Yeah.
Then Vince with 2.
So to me, that's one of the great what ifs.
Yeah, 1-2 punch. Yeah, they always said,
like
what
T-Mac leaves.
When he got paid, though. He went for the money. Orlando.
Couldn't he have gotten paid in Toronto, though?
They ain't want to pay him.
That's a mistake.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good way.
They made a lot of mistakes. They should never got rid of Butch.
Yeah.
Should never hired Lenny Wilkins. I mean, this coach, he didn't do nothing. He was on vacation.
They caught him at the wrong time of his coaching career.
But they believed,
Yeah.
Some coach, when you've been like say, he won 1,000 and lost 1,000, okay, 50%. Ain't like could happen. Okay, where? But he didn't move the needle for. It was, he had a veteran team, and he got lazy, and I didn't want to let that laziness come in while I was there, and I spoke up.
Yeah,
so and then he traded me, but Doug traded me in Chicago because I'm always for my teammate, no matter what they say about me and whatever. As anybody I play with, a doorman or a school teacher, anybody, I'm for the person who are doing right. Did
Doug trade you? I worked with Doug for a year.
Yeah, because
Sugg's a great guy. Was he crying when he traded you?
He's a crybaby. He's a crybaby anyway.
He was sobbing. I don't want to do this. He's such an emotional guy. I love Doug Collins.
He always crying, but he's sneaky though. But
I didn't know that side of him.
Oh yeah, like a fly. You close your door and it's still in there. But it's a lot of fun to leave. Like you say, Doug, whatever. But playing with coaches, and then I was coaching. Oh man, It could be. I'm gonna write a book one day, just like the transition from basketball. Then I was coaching back, whatever. Like
if you read a book, I want to help you.
I do.
You got to do.
I got a lot of good stuff. I'm telling you.
Are you gonna give the A list stuff or like the B plus list stuff?
My D plus is good.
Ken, I want to know the story once and for all because I've heard this. I've heard many versions of this. The lockout's happening.
Yeah.
You guys are sitting out. Everyone's just throwing away money. It's dragging on. It's dragging on. It's dragging on. And then there's some big come to Jesus meeting with a lot of the veterans and the best players that the story I heard was that it ended up with you smacking Barkley.
True story.
That's a true story.
True story.
So what happens?
Well,
what leads to the point where you hit Barkley?
Remember the game they had in Atlantic City? They had like a little workout.
Yeah.
So, and Barkley had said some. I said, Barkley always saying something. I said, next time I hear him say anything about anybody who named Charles, I'm gonna smack him. So, and the lockout came, and he was there.
So you're in a big room.
Big
There's
room.
Like how many
players,
people?
This and that.
How many people?
At least 100-some players. And there, it was more 100-some players there, but 100-some players in that little room. And I seen him, and I was just like, I told Chris Mill, I told Derek Coleman Mace, I said I'm gonna go smack him because I told him when I see him, I'm gonna smack him. He said, "Hey."
So you went over and you smacked him?
I went over to him. I said, "Hey, when I tell you about saying something about my name, talking, about Charles. I don't know who you was talking about, but I heard Charles. And I just smacked him."
And what did he do?
Nothing.
I still don't understand what he did to make you mad.
He was just talking. And
he just didn't like the constant talking.
But he said something else too. But he said something. My name was in the sentence he said. So, and he just, he's got like I say, he's a good player. For a guy his size to do what he did was great. He just.
What happens when you see him now? Do you get along, or it's not great?
I mean, it's like the weather, according to how I feel.
Okay, according to how you feel.
But he got to, like I said, he got to always. If I'm around,
I'm so glad you like me.
Huh?
I'm so glad you like me. I'm so glad I'm on Oak's good side.
But since I always we used to hang out with me, him, Mike, a few times a day.
I was going to ask about that.
He smacked me in the game like play snack. I don't play with me. No, I'm on the court. I'm for real anyway. So you already got more talent than me. So don't do that. Because I don't know if you're trying to get it, think, well, I got him now. No.
You cared more about your on the court reputation as much as anybody these last 30 years of like, I'm not messing around now. You're not doing that again. And that's it.
Well, number one, I hate the rules, the flag and foul. And I hate that when officials come and talk to you, and like I think one time with Karl Malone and someone else, as soon as I said something, threw me out of the game. It's just like I didn't have the superstar as them. They get the benefit of the doubt. They get the benefit of the doubt with being the superstar, the benefit of the doubt getting the call. So I don't mind some things I can't control, but just don't disrespect me.
Do you think Jordan buttered up Barkley, knowing that Barkley was his biggest rival when Barkley went to Phoenix. And made friends with him in the Olympics and kind of kept him close because it was his rival, or you think they were real friends?
They was friends.
You don't think that was part of it?
No, I don't think. I think Barkley he just talked too much, and Jordan, then he say he don't tip and don't do that. Some things you don't say if you're a friend, okay. But then he started, he wore himself out. Some people wear their own stuff out, and that's what he do on TV. He do stuff on TV, this and that. I mean, I can't really watch the show. I mean, because they really ain't really telling people about basketball. They trying to, it's like a reality show to me.
Yeah.
The stuff they be doing stunts.
Comedy show.
Instead of telling people what's wrong with the basketball game. And why this team, this and why that, so. But, I don't know.
Did you cross paths with Shaq?
Me and Shaq had a little run in.
Did you?
Yeah.
A run in during the game? Different. I don't remember that.
When the Brad Miller thing.
Oh, yeah, near the end of your career.
Yeah, so I had to go at him.
You defended Brad Miller.
Yeah,
I think that's
teammate.
That's on YouTube.
I always got my teammates. No matter who. It could be Hulk Hogan. Even on the other side, we got to see you.
The
Shaq, okay. Now we had to talk about a couple things, but I had to let him know I'm for real.
Jordan, true or false, slept less than 3 hours a day when he played. How many hours of sleep did he need? 3.5?
The same with me.
Sometimes just going all the way through?
We didn't sleep a lot. I still don't sleep maybe 3.
I've heard stories about him playing 36 hours of golf before finals games and all that stuff. That's all.
But see, when I was there, he wasn't really playing a lot of golf. He picked it up late in his, he probably
He never dragged you into the golf?
Oh, we played many times, many trips, and go out the country and play this and that. No, I play a lot with him, but he's the A golfer. I used to be a B. I'm probably a C now.
Yeah.
You get older, you go the other way. In a lot of ways. You lose a lot of things they say, but I don't mind losing my golf game, but hey,
so who's the crew? It seems like it
used to be
Ahmad's in there, right?
Yeah. Lamar he's the steering wheel of the car. He's definitely there.
Ahmad
in and out, but he's there,
You can make a case Ahmad's the coolest American of the last 40 years. With all the relationships he has that he can float into. He can float into any room and completely fit in no matter what that room is.
He got some swag. I mean, hey, you got to play football, hang out with basketball players. But no, they cool. I think that's why Michael moved to Florida, because Ahmad was there first because he had a condo. And then we was just go out there and play golf with him, hang out. Then some land came available in Jupiter, Florida. And I guess Mike said, hey, he bought it. It's about 3-4 acres, but it costs a lot. But then 8-10 years later, he built on it.
When does Tiger start hanging out with you guys? Was that overrated?
No, he used to hang out. But Tiger was quiet when I was always around. We used to go down and play golf with him in Orlando, hang out, this and that, go to Blue Martini. Just to get the VIP, smoke cigars, and Tiger used to hang out, go to Vegas, used to hang out.
But just kind of would be in the background.
Yeah, he was, just background, never seen him out, always choking and he's smoking a cigar, but he was just quiet. But by himself, though. Like, we go to Orlando, he'd be by himself. In Vegas, he always had a couple of people with him. But besides that, he was, he's a fun guy because he liked to play basketball. Stuff like that.
Any other athletes?
Any other? One sap sometime.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Richard Dent was lingering, right? He was in the crew.
Richard Dent. That's our first years in Chicago.
Yeah,
85. Mike was 84 when they won the Super Bowl, so we was always at Mike's house playing ping pong, playing. Just having fun. So yeah, Richard Dent, not like he used to though.
Yeah.
George, the limo guy. George was the guy. Was the first one gave him a ride in the limo, so they've been friends ever since then, since 84 and a half.
Anyone from Nike? Was there a dude
Howard White.
Yeah.
Fred Whitfield.
Oh yeah, Fred Whitfield.
Yeah.
So he was Jordan's buddy, right? As a kid.
They went to school together.
Yeah. So it's like a crew of like anywhere from 6 to 12 people at all times.
When we went to his bachelor parties for his wedding, this was only 10 of us.
10? For whose bachelor party?
Well, we took Mike to the...
For when he got married the second time?
About 45 years ago.
So it's 10 people in the bachelor party. And where do you go for the bachelor party?
We went to the DR. We got a condo, a house. We played golf. We get up. We had a chef, but I go in and cook breakfast with him. And then
so you assist the chef?
Yeah,
you really bring a lot to the table for a crew.
Oh yeah,
you can cook, you can protect people. You're fun to hang out with. You don't sleep.
No sleep.
You're like a high first round pick.
Basically, when we used to go out and stuff, I never people never drank or nothing. Cause sometimes with guys with Mike, I go back to about DR, but sometimes with guys with Mike, they just get into all, and he just having fun. No, it ain't the night. What we gonna do? We do it in the house. So just try to make sure everybody's comfortable because you don't know who might walk up on you, who got a camera. I know I took a lot of cameras.
Yeah, he's like, I'm taking that.
Take it out. But we did a lot of that. But I give the camera back though. But with the DR, we just went over and had a house, played golf 4 days.
So what needs to be in the location? You need a golf course and you need a casino.
Not really.
You don't necessarily need the casino.
Not a casino. More golf course and privacy.
Privacy.
Yeah. Like when we go to Bahamas, we just go to Bahamas, leave about 5. When the kids was growing up, we go there in the summertime, wintertime. He had his golf tournament on. That was real nice.
And sometimes you would go to like the Myrtle Beach type places too, right? You go
to
off.
Mexico. We went to Mexico one year, and we was playing at, where we stayed at? One and only. Anyway, so we was there. I think Secretary of State was there. Condoleezza Rice.
Yeah.
She was there.
Condoleezza Rice?
Condoleezza Rice.
Yeah.
And we was there. So like one morning we was getting up to go. So we playing. They got what's the name in the woods? Called the Cartels.
The Cartel, yeah.
So they had Secret Service in the woods everywhere. They had a cruise, a fighter ship right there. We thought, oh, son, we got caught up in a crossfire. You see guys in the wood, but we seen about 20 guys in the wood with AKs, but we didn't know she was there until later on. They was there to protect her.
Oh, so you thought your lives were in danger?
We thought, yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was, yeah. But we used to go over there like with some guys from Baker, like every year around February, when the weather changing. And
so his life, because there was this documentary that they shot like his last Bulls season, that I think is going to be part of this giant big project. But one of the things that struck me, because I saw it like 8-9 years ago, because when I was working for ESPN, we were trying to buy it, like just how like lonely his life was because he couldn't go anywhere. He's going from city to city. He's just in a suite, and he's got his 3 buddies, and they're playing cards, and it's like, what's he going to do? He's not going to go to the movies. He's not going to a restaurant.
He go to restaurants.
But he'd have to go in the back room. He'd have to arrange it ahead of time.
Yeah, but like he's the only like celebrity I know that drive his own self. He drive himself no matter where he go. He gonna drive it unless he goes somewhere with like we fly out of town. You come in on the plane, he ain't gonna rent a car.
Right.
But in the States, he gonna drive. No matter where he goes.
He's gonna drive his own car.
Drive his own car.
So basically, you don't need a chauffeur and you don't need a cook when you guys go away.
No.
He can drive, you can cook everything.
We don't need security.
You need somebody to buy the groceries.
I go to the grocery store and get it.
You need somebody to rent the car.
No, we have a SUV, we have transportation service.
So you're good to go.
Oh,
you're ready to go anywhere.
He on point. Whatever he do, it's on point. It ain't no slipping. Never late. On point. If he say 8 o'clock, be there at 1:45.
If only Vince Carter had been like that, his whole career would have been different.
Like we just get when I was in DC. It was his 40th birthday party, so we got snowed in. It was like everybody, Magic White, Paulette, Denzel White, Donald Trump, Beyonce, Jace, everybody who was who, Gail, just like, so we had his 40th birthday party in the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah. So,
because he was playing for Washington. And so we got snowed in, and Trump was the only one that got out. Bob Johnson was there. So MJ said, what we going to do? I said, we got to go to practice, and then I'll cook. He said, okay. So we get up, we snowed after the party. Couldn't nobody leave. So we get up and say, oh, man, it's 7:30. We said, I don't think nobody going to be there. I said, no, we got to go because we got to show them that we did real vets. I said, you're right about that. So we get to practice about 8:15. It wasn't but like 20 minutes, but we stayed on 22nd M.
Yeah.
So we drove, and we used the snow cover in Chicago. Man, we get there, wait. They said they canceled practice. I said, canceled practice? Hey, but it was like 3 inches, but it snowed all day later on. So he said, okay, then let's go back. You go to the grocery store. I'm gonna set up the house and get everything ready. Wives and everything still in town. I said, all right. So started calling people around 12, 1 o'clock. I cook a little brunch. Then later on, about 5 or 6, I cook, the big meal. He said, all right, tell the guys, get some cars, and I'll stop at the liquor store. And we just had a ball for 2 days. We got stoned in for 2 days. We had a ball. That was the one for the ages.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And I cooked like enough for like 45 people each day.
So what's the secret to, you still look really healthy.
Yeah.
But you don't sleep and had an extremely fun life. So I'm guessing no cigarettes?
No cigarette. I smoke cigars more now.
Cigars? What are you drinking? Like just
red wine a lot.
Red wine.
Being around him, he loved red wine.
Okay.
Red wine. Just eat good.
No junk food?
Oh, I love junk food. I eat ice cream every other night.
So you're just a freak, basically. You don't need sleep. You can eat whatever you want.
I work out 4 days a week, but I know how to work out. It ain't like thing, go to the gym, somebody needs somebody to push me. No, I know I'm going to do, if I go for an hour and 5 minutes, 4 days, I'm going to do at least 45 minutes of cardio. I don't need the weights and stuff. I just do some, circle workout. But basically, I need the cardio because I'm eating, wings and, I eat a lot, though.
Do you still have the reputation of being the toughest guy in the NBA, even though you haven't been in the NBA in like 15 years.
It come out sometime, but
why hasn't somebody just overpaid you to be their assistant coach and have you on the bench?
Well,
you must have gotten that opportunity,
coaching,
right?
Yeah, I mean, it's different though. They don't want you to really say nothing no more.
Yeah.
They want you just there. I can't be that. I can't cheat the game because when I was playing with guys, I was teaching guys when I played, and someone see me or just, biting my fingernail like some of these coaches do. They're saying like, "Oh, Oak, man, he's a fraud." I can't be a fraud.
You don't want to be that.
Because I went back for these guys. I showed them, how to do it the right way. So they can do it, but I can't.
Well, you know how Hakeem has those big men camps
right.
when he teaches the guys the low post moves? Maybe you have like tough guy camps.
Well,
where you teach like
they don't want toughness.
No, you just teach them how to stand up for yourself on the basketball court.
I do some stuff with certain guys, like one-on-one. Guys will call me to talk to me about some stuff. I just try to tell them, just do what your skill level, do what you can do for your skills. Don't try to, you're not a 3-point shooter. I know everybody want to shoot three, stretch the floor. No, just get good at what you do and just do it consistent like Sean Livingston. I mean, I can't never get his name in my mouth because he plays his game every night. He don't try to shoot three like KD.
He shoots his 14-footer. He's like, that's my spot right there.
And he pure with that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I mean, I love the game of basketball, but like now when I watch, I can't really watch a whole game unless I'm at a game. I can't sit in the room and watch like from tip off to no.
Well, I have to ask you about the MSG thing.
Yeah.
That became a big deal.
Yeah.
So you can't go back.
I'm banned again. I've been banned twice.
You've been banned twice. What was the first time? I don't remember what you did.
Well, when it first happened, they banned me.
Okay.
Then when we went to court this summer, they banned me again for part of the punishment on his side. But we still fighting court right now. We just wrote my lawyer, and they wrote a dismissal, so we answered to the dismissal. So the judge, hopefully the next month, make a decision.
I mean, you realize I think every single Knicks fan is on your side on this one.
Well,
they're not very fond of the owner in the last 2 decades.
The young players were standing up. Some of the veterans. Then too many guys on my team said nothing at all. But it was just one of them things happened. It shouldn't have happened. The guy, I didn't do nothing. The tape came out 2 weeks ago. And it showed I was in my seat the whole time.
Were you proud of yourself that you didn't just start punching
I was
people?
proud of myself. I swear to God.
You definitely held it in a little bit.
No, I know myself. Like, we're gonna talk about some couple incidents. I don't know what happened. Made me just want to just be calm. They thought I was over the top. I said they ain't nowhere near over the top.
Yeah, you were like 2 out of 10.
4 or 5 of them guys in the face. Like, I had 2 incidents in Vegas. I don't know if you ever heard about them. One time I got jumped at the pool by 7 guys.
What?
7 guys.
Any reason?
About 5 years ago. 7 guys. I knocked 3, 4 of them down, and the other 3, I don't know where they went.
The other 3.
True
so
story.
it was like John Wick.
It's a true story. I was at the pool. I mean,
7 guys jump you. You knock the first 3 down. The other 3 scatter.
True story. Then on the way to my room, they jumped me in the elevator. They jumped me. 7 more came.
What?
True story. They broke my wrist. I went to when they put me down in the pool. They put me in the holding block downstairs. It was crazy.
What year are we talking here?
About 6, 7 years ago.
And you have no idea why they jumped you.
They said I said something to them, and I was outside.
Yeah.
And they was closing. I was getting somebody else back in, and the guy I was with, like my casino host, told me, go ahead. And the guy said, well, you can't go. I said, the guy just told me, and he tried to touch me, and I moved back. I said, do not touch me. When you touch me, I'm gonna touch you back.
Right.
And then, they started, I guess, some kind of signal they got. They started coming around. I said, so the crazy thing about it was a guy snapping pictures. So as I was doing all that, I heard the camera go off. So I took the camera and threw it in the pool, and I locked the door. I'm telling this on tape. It's on tape. True story.
So you had 2 Vegas incidents, but that was one. What was the other one?
That was one. Another time in I was in Bellagio.
Yeah.
Some of Floyd Mayweather people. His little nephew was talking flack to me.
Oh, you didn't like that?
And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be in the league. I'm gonna go dunk on somebody. I'm like, why? I'm not even in the league no more. Okay, go do it. Yeah. Y'all think y'all tough? I'm like, really? So he pushed the button and got in with security. They some kind of way security tried to break us up, and they grabbed me. Me and my stepbrother, we was in there just like, It was just
So punches or no punches?
oh yeah, a lot of it was about 15 of them. We just going at it.
You versus Mayweather's posse.
No. The posse was, they did when we was like they broke it up, but the security tried to get rough with me.
Oh, you didn't like that.
So me and my brother, it was 4 of us then, but it was about 15 of them. It was all out warfare.
Jeez. Do people try to mess with you with these things, or they stay away? They see you like,
no, Oakley. I just have me and Mason used to have a little problem in New York. We ain't got a lot of little bangs in New York, me and Mason. Hey, club guys.
I was gonna ask you about Mason.
Like bouncers. One night, Tavern and Green, we had just, me and Mason went at it, because we was always end up in the same place a few times.
Was Mason you found your soulmate when Mason joined the team?
I know he ain't running. Yeah. And he's from New York, so I felt comfortable with him, it's like a captain co-pilot. We was right there together.
Was he crazier than the stories about him? Just as crazy or less crazy?
I can say he was Mace. So if he was crazy, he was crazy. But my thing is, he wants right. He like me almost. He wants things to be right. Treat people right. And he see, I might let it, go a little. He ain't gonna let it go an inch. And, he used to be on Pat Riley. He's called me with Pat Riley maybe every 3 days. I want to talk to you. They was like Pat Riley love him, but I'm saying, he brought Mace to the Knicks from the D League overseas, and John too. So, but Mace
and both of those guys had scrapped to get every single NBA thing they get.
But Mace tough. Mace fun. I like playing with Mace.
You never got in a fight with Mace, did you?
We used to get into it in practice all the time.
Like actual fights?
I mean, almost like fights. Yeah.
I don't know who's favored in that.
Huh?
That's probably the only one who's on your level, right?
You know about our practice. It's no out of bounds in our practice. So the ball go there. Some people just stop, go across the line. No, who will get the ball?
Oh, you had to go out of bounds to fight for the ball?
I'm just saying, if the ball on the floor, it's still live.
Yeah.
Even though it's set out of bounds, it's still live.
So Riley would do that to get you guys all.
We used to play like that a lot.
Probably wasn't great for the longevity of your carear, I'm guessing.
I ain't have no problem with it.
Man, that's crazy.
But it make, get in shape, get your like watching the Cavs play, they need that energy, that effort.
Yeah.
See, that make you go further. Yeah. Especially if a guy on the edge trying to make the team, and you can show a lot of it, you can make it.
One of the good fights, you weren't in this one, I don't think, or maybe you cleaned it up, was the Greg Anthony, Doc Rivers one in Phoenix.
Yeah, that was about it. Derek Hopper was a good one.
Dude. He was in some fights.
Yeah. Doc was fight. He said if he was in the stand in New York, he would have came on and helped me. I said, well, you was on the court. What's the difference? When nobody holding you.
So Mace got traded, and then it completely fell apart with the next team. He got traded to Milwaukee, right?
Milwaukee.
And that couldn't have gone worse. And then goes to Charlotte and kind of found himself again for a couple more years.
Then he went to Miami too with Pat Riley. I don't know if Pat Riley was there, but he went to Miami for a couple of years too.
Did you cross paths with LJ or no in the Knicks?
Me and LJ got into it one time. We was slapbox.
When you're on different teams.
No, we was on the same team. We
you had to fight in practice?
We went to fight.
LJ was tough, right?
Yeah, he was tough, yeah. We just, he thought he could box. I thought I could box. So it was some punch. We know we wouldn't like fight. We both of us smack one another. We just, going at it.
And then were you there when Sprewell showed up or no? You were gone by then.
I ain't messing with Sprewell.
You weren't messing with Sprewell. That's the one guy you won't mess with.
Who?
Sprewell.
I will.
Oh, okay.
So I see him in the airport the next day after that happened in New York. Remember, he came to the Sunday game.
Oh, yeah.
So I see him in the airport on that Monday because I stayed and tried to get, have a meeting with the commission and everything about what happened, this and that. I'm like, why y'all call me? He made it happen. Anyway, so I'm in the airport. Sprewell, I get through customs, putting my belt and my shoes back on. Here comes Sprewell. And ladies, don't you know him? I said, who? I said, that girl? To my Sprewell. Yeah, that's what I call him, that girl.
What did he say to that?
He didn't come back on my way.
I didn't realize you had beef with him.
I got beef with Bernard King too now.
No.
I see him last year, John.
Oh no, that hurts my feelings. I love Bernard King.
I used to love him too.
What happened?
I thought he had the tiger. I think he had a surgeon, took it out. somebody took his heart.
What, he defended the Knicks?
Well, not just that. Remember when they took when he tweeted something about Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah.
And he talking about his cousin did it. And then they told him he had turned his count off because, you supposed to be a Knick, this, this and that.
Yeah.
So when the incident happened, he came to their game that Sunday too. But he was trying to hide to the side. It was LJ and Bernard King, so
you're out on LJ too. This is getting a long list on guys
LJ came front. We had a long talk. I mean, LJ, he tried to say, well, I'm not coming to that game, this and that, because that's my man Oak. I hate to get in the middle of this. I was like, do what you got to do. Because I go to New York, always call LJ John or whoever heard. But anyway, get back to Bernard. So I I just love Bernard. I just hear a war story about him when he was in Tennessee, how he came out of Brooklyn, when he was they call him Brown Eyes. That's another story too about Brown Eyes. But anyway, so I seen him at John Stock's thing last year come on the foundation. And I see him, we in there talking, he come in late. I see him. I said, come here. I want to talk to you. He said, let's talk out here. I said, I don't care what we talk, let's talk right now. I said, that was effed up what you did that Sunday. You go sit beside that man, you see what happened.
Yeah.
And he gonna say, well, I talked to him. I said, oh, man, go tell the bird outside who's trying to eat something. I'm not trying to eat. I'm trying to get in you and let you know you was wrong for doing that. Because I looked up to you. He said, no, I told him he was wrong. Okay, well, it's like talking to a blind man, tell him to go down the block and make a left. You think he can find himself? Oh, I gave it to him. True story. I don't care if he hit or not.
If you and Bernard got in a fight, I'd be traumatized for about a year after that.
But that hurt me though, see him sitting beside him like that.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
And this man made you turn off your Twitter account? Come on, man. He want to do something, tell him put your jersey up in the rafters. You in the Hall of Fame.
He should be in the rafters.
Yeah, no, man, he retired. And you going, really?
He took on the 84 Celts by himself to 7 games. Where do you stand
I
on
have
Pippen?
no more respect for him.
What about Pippen these days?
Pippen tight. We always been tight.
Yeah. How about Horace Grant?
In Horace school, we were just together in Toronto. Horace, we used to be the clique back in the day.
Yeah.
We had it in Chicago. This is what it was. Me and Mike Brown against everybody else on the team. So when we check in hotel, we used to fight every day when we check in. Me and Mike Brown against Horace, Sedell, all them guys. I mean, anybody besides me and Mike Brown, we catch you out, we beating you up.
Well, was it? Sedell was a legend.
Yeah,
I thought he was out more than anybody that decade, wasn't he?
No, it's about hanging out.
No, I thought Sedell was out.
No, I'm saying, but we used to always we take on everybody.
Yeah.
So we catch them out. I
forgot Sedell was on that team though.
We get them. We be hiding behind, go to breakfast early, wait for them to come down.
Sedell, he
add like room service, breaking some tray.
Sedell nailed Danny Ainge once in a game. He
Yeah.
smacked him, and Danny Ainge got wobbled. He was wobbling around. It was
Danny was cheap
on
shot
Queer
too,
Street
though.
for a second. Yeah, Danny Ainge would.
He definitely.
He got in a few fights. Tree Rollins bit him.
Yeah, cheap shot.
I didn't realize because Pippen sometimes he says little stuff about Jordan which I don't understand the motivations with that because they had such a great relationship.
Yeah, I mean. Like Bird and McHale, Magic and Kareem. I mean,
yeah,
great players. Shaq
something.
and Kobe. It's great players. I mean,
Curry Durant.
I never been in that position to be a great player, so I wouldn't know.
You were one of the great role players, though.
Yeah,
you were.
I accept my role.
Yeah.
I accept my role. I played every night my role, but everybody likes you should have shot more. But it's what it is. I'm just glad I got a chance to play NBA, play with guys, and just feel out myself and see how the league is really,
Well, in the 90s, you had to bulk up more because it was so much more physical. Now, I think you'd probably be lighter weight. You'd be stretched out more. You'd be like a stretch 4.
I can still be a stretch 4. I mean, it's like Carmelo. I mean, how he used to 5 in his era just because they don't post no more.
Yeah.
Him and Stockton pick and roll. He never was like a ball handler.
Yeah.
He never, so. It was. I had a lot of fun with guys. Guys just show their true colors, and I just let them know. It is what it is.
Charles Oakley, this was amazing. I had a good time. Thanks for coming on.
It took a long time.
It really did. It was worth it, though.
Hey, it's sunny in Cleveland, so it's a good day.
It was worth it. Now I have to make sure nephew Kyle in there didn't accidentally delete the audio or something because this is great. There's like 10 monster stories in this podcast. Really? It was good. That was good.
Okay.
I definitely enjoyed watching you from afar. You would have been a good Celtic.
Yeah.
We had a guy like you.
No, I get a lot of Boston fans telling me, that's what I get now a lot. Like, we love the way you play. You play hard, this and that. You dive, you get your bite up. So I get a lot of that from people because they said, you didn't short the game.
When I was growing up, because my dad was taking me in the 70s, because we had season tickets when 1974, and we had Paul Silas. They traded for him, I think 72.
Right.
And he was kind of that generation's version of you. Just this awesome guy.
I got
Didn't
a
need
good
the
Paul
ball.
Silas story.
Oh, did you play for him?
He was assistant coach in New York.
Yeah.
So he was talking shit one day in practice.
Uh-oh.
How you motherfuckers? I like, who you talking to? He said, I'm talking to you. We went at it right there. Boy, we went at it.
He was a tough dude, Paul Silas.
I was tough with that.
He was you in the 70s.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm here. No, we had.
So,
it was crazy, though.
So you won that one? 10-9 round?
They broke it up.
So you fought an assistant coach on your own team?
No, he was just talking shit. Y'all soft. He went off and like, who you talking to? Ain't nothing soft about me. You motherfucker. I seen he said that. We
That's
went at
it.
Hey, we had fun.
That's hilarious.
He like Darren Day in Chicago. What's his name? He's with Notre Dame.
Darren Day?
Yeah, he fucked me up one day in practice. The next play.
That was it?
Well, no more practice that day. Oh, it's a lot of stories.
Charles Oakley, thank you. I'm saving stuff so we can do more of these.
Oh, I told you I got enough for about 5 books.
All right, thanks to Charles Oakley. Thanks to the podcast format. I don't know how long it's been around, but it allowed us to do something like that, and I just feel lucky. I think we all should. Thanks to Gillette, they offer a variety of shaving products for every guy, regardless of his personal style, skin needs, or budget. Whether you want 3 blades or 5, the Gillette 3 and Gillette 5 razors have you covered, all under $10. High performance at a low price. Get Gillette Performance delivered to your door. Find Gillette 5 at GilletteOnDemand.com. Subscribe today. Thanks to Simply Safe Home Security. It's prepared for everything. If a storm takes out your power, if your phone line gets cut, if your keypad gets destroyed, Simply Safe will get you the help you need. Maybe you don't need to be ready for every worst case scenario, but that's what makes Simply Safe great. It's always ready. Just in case, I recommend Simply Safe to everyone I know. Go to simplysafe.com/BS. That is Simply Safe with 2 I's. Thanks to theringer.com. Don't forget to check out the new episode of NBA Desktop coming tomorrow on our Twitter account @Ringer. Don't forget to check out all of our great content, including Jonathan Charks on LeBron, possibly where he might go and whether Boston might actually be the best fit. Oh my God. My ears are bleeding. I can't believe it. Thanks to ZipRecruiter. Don't forget to check out ZipRecruiter.com/BS. Thanks to everybody in Cleveland. The food's been really good. I've really had a good time in Cleveland. It reminds me of Indiana. It's compact. You can walk around everywhere. Did not enjoy the casino and I'll never go back. But other than that, I really like Cleveland. We'll be back. Not sure when. We'll see how the series goes. If the series keeps going, you might hear from us in Oakland before Game 5. If the series does not keep going, you'll hear from us on Monday morning. As always, that's the BS Podcast. Talk to you soon.